What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but I've still been posting plays every single day to Winnable and inside my Discord. So if you do enjoy this video and want my plays all the time, then make sure you join one of those. We were on a little bit of a hot streak before yesterday. I think we went 1-4 yesterday on NBA player props. Had a couple tough losses, but we're still up about 6 units on the season. And today I got 2 more official plays that I really do love for today's set of games. I also have a couple leans that I do really like, so I'll make sure to touch on those before I end the video. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it. All right, guys, as always, I'm using Props Madness. If you're not using it, I don't really know what you're doing because this software has everything you could ask for. So my first NBA play is in the Blazers-Raptors game, and I'm taking Brandon Ingram over 29.5 points and rebounds. I got this at -121, so you can get it at a little better odds than me. But his matchup for tonight is just too good to pass up on, in my opinion. He's had a couple down games. They got blown out by the Knicks, and he took 26 shots in the game before that, where he got 28 PR. But tonight, RJ Barrett is out. And in both home games without RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram has cleared this line easily. And you can see he's just been a home merchant this season. His home and away split is actually pretty crazy. A good thing the Raptors are in Canada tonight. And his matchup, like I said, can't get any better. The Blazers allow the second most points to the mid-range, which is where Brandon Ingram scores 30% of his points. Then the Blazers are also a average to below average team at limiting points inside the paint, which is where Brandon Ingram scores another almost 50% of his points. Now, if we look at how Brandon Ingram scores his points, this is where I really like this play. They are bottom 10, bottom 3 at defending how Brandon Ingram scores almost 50% of his points. So where he likes to score, they struggle at defending, and how he likes to score, they also struggle at defending. Then if we look at the type of shots he's taking, this is why Props Madness is the best software. You can see the Blazers are the 7th worst team at limiting points to pull-up shots, which is how Brandon Ingram scores 50% of his points. I feel like I'm saying 50% a lot, but that's just how good this matchup is. And you can see similar players to Brandon Ingram's build and like play style versus the Blazers have been soaring over their respective lines recently. Now his rebounds line is sitting at 5.5 as well, and he's demolished this at home. So I'm taking the 29.5 PR because I'm expecting Brandon Ingram to score like 25 and then only grab like 5 rebounds. But if he doesn't, then hopefully he can grab 6, 7, 8 rebounds like he has been and kind of save us on the PR line. Maybe drops 22 points and 8 rebounds or 23 and 7. Either way, that's why I'm taking the 29.5 PR over his 23.5 points. Also a really good look, or 24.5 points for better odds. So yeah, at home without RJ Barrett, with a beautiful matchup, I don't really see how Brandon Ingram goes under unless he puts up an absolute stinker, because he's projected to play 36 minutes tonight, so everything should line up. Let's just hope he comes through for us tonight. Now, my second prop is in the Grizzlies-Spurs game, and I'm going with Zach Edey over 11.5 rebounds. You can still get this at almost every book. I got it at -121 odds. Novig clearly has it at better odds. When you look at this line, you kind of get the feeling that it's a trap because he's had basically 15, 15, 19, and 17 rebounds. But I think this line is low, not because it's a trap, but because the Spurs are so well at rebounding the ball, and Edey only got 11 rebounds versus them on November 18th. But what they don't know is Zach Edey is projected to play 32 minutes tonight, which is what he has pretty much been seeing when he's fully healthy. And in games this season, with 26 plus minutes, he's gone over in all 4, averaging no less than 15 rebounds. So that looks pretty good. But then the Spurs are such a good rebounding team when Wemby is active. Wemby is still out, but if we look at the Spurs over the last 15 days, they aren't as good of a rebounding team as they are with Wemby. They're still top 10, but for a 7'5" big-ass dude like Zach Edey going up against Luke Cornett, I don't really see how they stop him from rebounding the ball. Even just purposely tipping it to his teammate counts as a rebound. So if he's seeing anywhere from 20 rebound chances plus, I'm liking his chances to go over 11.5 rebounds again. Centers have been able to rack up rebounds versus this team. Sabonis is the only one recently to go over 11.5, but Mark Williams, who isn't really known for rebounding, got 11 rebounds on an 8.5 line. Klingon, who has a similar play style to Edey, big guy, he grabbed 11 in 26 minutes. Edey should be playing playing 5 more minutes than him. Steven Adams, another super big guy, grabbed 8 rebounds on 13 chances in just 20 minutes. Bam, who also isn't known to be an amazing rebounder, grabbed double-digit rebounds. So Zach Edey, who is known for being a beast on the boards, should have no trouble grabbing 12 rebounds versus this Victor Wembanyama-less Spurs team. So yeah, those are my 2 official plays for today. I definitely have a lot of leans. Like, I've seen a lot of people on Luke Cornett's under 15.5, under 14.5 PR for pretty much the same reason why I'm taking Zach Edey's over. So that makes a lot of sense to me, because without Wemby, he's only gone over this line in 2 out of 7 games, and he's only projected to play 26 minutes. So, I mean, it's a pretty good look. He only had 4 PR versus the Grizzlies the first time he played them without Wemby and played 26, 25 minutes. So I don't really expect him to grab 16 PR. And since Zach Edey has returned from injury, you can see centers have struggled versus the Grizzlies. So that's a heavy lean I've really debated playing as well on top of Zach Edey. Another lean I like is Josh Hart's rebounds or rebounds and assists. His rebounds is at 8.5 at negative 135 odds on BetMGM. I really like that because he had 14 rebounds in just 19 minutes in the first game of the season versus the Celtics, but that was without Mitchell Robinson. So, I mean, he clearly is able to get a ton of rebounds with OG out and with Mitchell Robinson, but I'm just not super confident in this play. Asar and Amen Thompson, who both play pretty similar to Josh Hart, have been able to grab 9 and 12 rebounds. So it's a really good look. He averages 9 rebounds without OG and with Mitchell Robinson and is projected to play 36 minutes. So it's not terrible. He's also been scoring the ball pretty well, but he has a tougher matchup today. But yeah, like his 27.5 PRA, his RA line looks really good. A lot of Josh Hart stuff looks good today for me as a lean. Another lean I have is Jordan Walsh over 5.5 points or over 0.5 3-pointers made, because the Knicks do allow the 3rd most points to the catch and shoot shot type, which is how Jordan Walsh scores 42% of his points, and 30% of his points come from above the break threes, and then another 13% in the corners. So 41% of his points come from beyond the arc and 42% come from catch and shoot. So about half, a 5.5 would be like 2-point-something points from deep, which obviously isn't possible in basketball because a 3-pointer's worth 3 points. But if you like this look, it's definitely a good look because he's gonna probably play more than 10 minutes tonight. He's projected to start and play 24, but it's clearly not like a play that I'm super confident in, so it's just a lean as well. A couple more plays I liked is Jalen Williams rebounds or rebounds and assists. This was at 9.5, but it got bumped to 10.5, and I've kind of just stayed away because, I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein is still out, and Jalen Williams has had 13 rebound chances and 14 rebound chances in both of the games he's played so far this season. And if we just look at games when Jalen Williams has had 12 rebound chances, this has a really good hit rate. Even when we bump it down to 11 and 10, it's over 50%. So it's not a bad look at all, and I still might add this as an official play. You would just see it in Discord or in Winnable, but he's also had 8 potential assists and 15 potential assists. This also, Aaron Wiggins was out, so do what you want with that information, but I do really like Jalen Williams to grab some rebounds and maybe assists tonight. But the reason I'm staying away is because I also really like Chet's rebound matchup, because he'll more than likely be guarding Draymond Green, so he'll sag off. Draymond will shoot like 2 or 3 threes. He'll probably miss them all. And Chet can just sit in the paint and grab some extra rebounds from that. This is also a kind of low total at 222. The Warriors are without Steph, so probably a ton of missed shots from them. Jimmy Butler's also questionable. So this also has blowout potential with a spread of -12 in OKC's favor. So I just stayed away. Wizards 76ers. I couldn't really get a read on this game. I feel like Quentin Grimes makes 2 threes. He makes like 3 out of 6 probably, or 3 out of 7 or something. He just has such a good matchup to score tonight. But Paul George is coming back. Jared McCain's kind of on the rise again. VJ Edgecombe isn't injured anymore. So I just don't really know what to expect because there's so many guards on this team. Wizards side, Chris Middleton will probably sit out a back-to-back after playing 31 minutes versus the Bucks. I should have bet his points because he clearly just likes to score against the Bucks. It's his revenge game every time he plays them, so we'll have to remember that for next time. He does have a good matchup, but he'll probably sit. So yeah, guys, those are pretty much all my leans for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, comment down below, join the Discord, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.